Welcome back, everyone, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Super excited for this upcoming interview. A relative newcomer to the genre, Bridget Rose Perrotta. You've seen her in Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor, and the newly released Hell House LLC Lineage. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been a little bit of traveling recently. I'm currently in California visiting my parents, but I'm doing good.
Nice. It's always good to get timing with the parents. I love that. I visit
Exactly.
I visit my mom as often as I can. But we always like to start off all of our interviews just by asking, was acting always the dream for you? What inspired you to pursue this career?
Yeah, it actually has really always been the dream. I remember, I think I attested to third grade. I auditioned for High School Musical Junior at my elementary school, and I didn't get it. And I was crushed. I'll never forget. I auditioned for Sharpay Evans, and I think I read the like little script that they gave you. I think I just stood there and was like shaking. I was so scared, and I was just like reading it, and I didn't get it. And I was like, well, I guess I just got to try again. And then the next year, I got into The Music Man Junior, and I got a little part, Gracie Shin, the mayor's daughter, and I was like, oh, I like this. And then it all was game over when I did Seussical Junior in fifth grade, and I got the Cat in the Hat, and I was like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
this is it forever.
All right, let's jump into 2023's Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor. You played your first major role, Margot Bentley. And let me just go off script here for a second because I said this during our review. But when I hear the name Margot, I always think of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where it's like, why is the floor wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. It crack it cracks me
That's
up every
funny.
time I hear that name. It makes me
That's
laugh.
funny.
Well, anyway, can you tell us how you got that role?
I would love to. So I actually auditioned for it. I applied to audition on backstage.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but a lot of up and coming actors use that website. Um, and it was just titled as the Carmichael Manor. It didn't say anything about Hell House. And so I was like, okay, like seems like cool project. I'll just apply. And then I got requested to do a tape for Margot. I sent in my tape. Stephen responded back. He said, can we get a little bit more? Like, try these scenes. I sent them back. And then it all accumulated to a final callback. And I'll never forget the night before that callback. Something I think a lot of us feel, but especially like in the acting realm of just a lot of rejection. And I remember the night before, I was like, oh, man, like this is gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt if I don't get it. And I know, I know how much work needs to go into like this. The night before the callback, a lot of improv was gonna be involved, and I wanted to be as prepared as possible. And I will never forget. I just sat there. I was like, I could either just like go to bed and just kind of give it a little bit of a shot, so I don't put too much heart into it, or I give it everything and like see what happens. And I was like, I gotta give it everything. So I prepared as much as I could, and I met Steven on a Zoom, and we just chatted, and we just really got along as like people first and foremost, which was really special. And I love improv, so I was just so enthused by the assignment. And then I got that phone call that changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my personal favorite entry, and I'm not just saying that. I've said it before. In the whole entire franchise, it genuinely scared me, and that's not something any of the rest of the franchise did for me. But talk to us a little bit more about making the film.
I would love to. I feel like I think part of I'll only speak for myself here when I say like part of the reason why I found it so scary too. Even like I read the script, I was there, I knew it was going to happen, and I was like, oh my god. Um, I think part of the reason why it was so scary is because I think specifically James and Destiny, who played Chase and Rebecca, like
Right.
the combo of the three of us, like especially with them because they were more grounded, like characters rooted in reality, like they created such a sense of realism that I think that three of us like ping ponging back and forth like really
Right.
helped build that world. So when we made this and it was just so much fun. Like, we gave ourselves permission, like, to just dive into these characters as hard as we could and just really buy into the circumstances and really just buy into the script, buy into the world, and just give it everything we got. And I think that you could tell from every angle, production, creative, crew, actors, like, it's no secret. Like, the one thing I feel like Hell House has that maybe some other franchises, etc., don't, is it has so much heart. And I feel like when so many people care and there's so much love and fun, it felt like summer camp. I felt like I was in summer camp on that set, and I was like, how is this real life? So I think all that care came together, plus Steven's genius in creating scares. I think that's where the, like, magic hit. And I'll never forget this too. Joe Bandelli, the producer, he talked to me after we wrapped up filming, and he was like, you know, I feel like he said that this was his all-time favorite set experience he's ever had, and he's like, I felt like we created the magic that I've been wanting to create for a long time. Like, there was just magic on that set.
Right. They built the atmosphere, and it came across on film for sure.
That's awesome.
Tell me about that damn black and white clown. Like, is it as scary in person as it is in film? Because legitimately, that's terrifying.
It was, and knowing Joe was in it, love Joe to death. He loves to scare me specifically, so he had a really fun time just, like, finding me wherever I was, and walking down the hall, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, absolutely terrifying. I still, every time I see that clown, I literally go, ugh, like, ugh.
Yeah, before we had Steven on, before I watched any of the Hell House films, I only saw some clips from the movies with that clown, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what movie that is, but that is terrifying. So
It's horrible. Just as bad in real life, if not worse.
Oh, I believe it. I gotta admit, this next question I added in after I emailed you, but you already mentioned it kind of. But something we mentioned to Steven during our interview with him was that what made the first Hell House movie so good was the camaraderie amongst the cast. And it shows here in your film as well. You just mentioned your co-stars, Destiny and James. All three of you seem to be genuine friends on set. Can you talk to us about your relationship with your two fellow co-stars?
I think you nailed it. I think the same thing. I actually rewatched the first Hell House before I watched Lineage again, because I was introducing my roommates to the Hell House franchise. I was like, you just at least need to see where the origin started. Like, you need to see the first one. And I was reminded how organic everyone was and how the chemistry was just on fire, and everyone was just so bought into the world. Again, they just really went there and they had great chemistry. And I agree. I think that on the origin set, there was just a level of fun and trust and excitement there that the three of us, we just meshed. And I'll say for Destiny, I actually reached out to her a few days before we left for shooting for Origins, and because we already did a table read. It was me, James, Destiny, and Steven, and I really wanted to, like, you know, maybe run some scenes with her. We lived really close by, and I was like, hey, you want to, like, talk about anything or just meet? And she was down, and we were so grateful that it was just so easy, and we actually talked so much that we didn't even get to the, like, script. We were just talking so much, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is great. And then we sat together on the bus to the set, so we got even more time to kind of, like, dig into the material. And then I didn't get to meet James until I got there, but again, like, such a good person and such a, like, chill energy that, I don't know, it just all really came together, and we had that same type of rapport off the screen, where I feel like, you know, I'd walk up, and I'll never forget, like, when I said goodbye to James, like, I was, like, saying goodbye to my brother. I like, gave him a big hug, and we have a really cute photo together, and, like, it was a really special experience. Yeah.
I love that. Just quick follow-up on that. Steven mentioned for the first Hell House, like, when they were riding or whatever, to, like, set or whatever, he said to always make sure they're playing a game, they're always talking. Like, he wants the friendship to be there. Did he give you three any instructions, or did y'all do that organically yourself?
Honestly, it was very organic. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that I can only speak for myself here. I think I'm naturally a very playful person. So I'm guessing that maybe he sensed that in, like, the callback, and especially now that he had the wisdom of, like, you know, casting the prior Hell Houses, he maybe knew how to, like, find that energy he was looking for. And like you saw it on set, like Destiny and James too, there's like a level of playfulness that we're not, it's like it's that improv. You're not afraid to make a mistake because like you're given so much artistic freedom, and Steven trusts you, you trust Steven, and maybe one take we do exactly what he wrote, and then the next take he's like, hey, like change it however you want, add anything. And I'm like, when I hear that as an artist, I'm like, oh, that's so much fun. Because like worst case scenario, we're all gonna be laughing because it was terrible, like whatever someone decided to do. Or it's like, oh wow, like we really hit something deeper here, like let's kind of follow that. So I attest that to Steven's really good leadership and direction.
Yeah, everyone we talked to has said the same thing about Steven. You came back as Margot in the newly released Hell House LLC Lineage. Did you know beforehand that your character would be making a comeback for this next film, or did you kind of find that out like before they started filming?
I found it out. When did I find out? I think I got an email from Joe. I think he was like, hey, what are you doing in October? And I was like,
you tell me what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that? And that's another thing that was really exciting about Lineage is we got to film, at least me and Destiny scenes, we ended up being there on Halloween, which was so
sweet.
fun. Yeah, it's like insane. And we all dressed up in costumes. It was really cute. But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh, I found out Joe emailed me, and then I think I was like, okay, I don't know what degree yet that Margot's involved in this, but I'm very interested. And then eventually we got the script and I read it and I was like, that's so cool. That I think there were 3 scenes total, and then 2 of them were recreated scenes from Origins, which then bared the battle of, I realized I was like, oh boy, like I really want to get specific with this because I don't want to just, oh, what did I do? I probably did this. Like I was like, no, I want to look at Origins, find that clip, say it exactly the way I said it, and I was really holding it. So I was like, I wanted to be precise about like how she flipped the camera and like how the pitch, the tone. And me and Destiny, I'll never forget, we like studied it over and over. We played it, we said it along with it. We got so down to the nitty gritty, which was a very cool acting exercise to say the least. Like, who gets to do that?
Oh yeah, and Hell House fans, man, they would have noticed. They're hardcore, so it's a good thing you went that way.
That was for the fans.
That
was for the fans.
Right. Well, you mentioned. I mean, I mentioned that we had Michael on the show recently, and he said, "quote The saddest day on a Hell House set is the day you leave." End quote. And you've already touched on that. Can you expound on that a little bit? I mean, do you have any memorable behind the scenes stories or anything you'd like to talk about or tell us about?
Absolutely. It was. I think he nailed it. It really does feel like summer camp. It's just you're in this bubble of artists that are so passionate and excited to be there, and we all have the same goal of creating something interesting and scary and organic, and just all those like beautiful minds coming together. It's like it's literally heaven. I would argue, like from the acting perspective, I kind of touched on in the beginning, like so much rejection, and sometimes you're like, what am I doing this for? Like, why such a life of pain that I've chosen? And then that set, you're like, oh yeah, like this is it. Like just that collaborative atmosphere there's nothing like it. And I think Hell House specifically, the heart that is a part of that franchise, and people, and just the material, like, oh my God, Margot Bentley, like, what a wacky little character that I get to like, try to find, like, what's going on? What is that? Why is she making this crazy decision? Like, what's going on in there? And being able to do that in such a safe environment, especially non-union, because I think a lot of non-union stuff, like, you have to be careful, but like class act people, and behind the scenes stories. Definitely Joe scaring Destiny and I the whole time. I will say something that scared me a lot was for Lineage, they put me in Patrick Carmichael's room.
Oh,
to sleep.
Okay.
They were like, Bridget, this is your room. And I was like, oh, I know this room. I remember this. Big scene in here, actually. And I'm just sleeping here now. So that was really funny. yeah, just hanging out, eating snacks. We would go by the fire pit at night. If everyone wasn't too exhausted, and we'd tell ghost stories or just talk about life, and just like, God, it's a lottery ticket. I consider Hell House a lottery ticket like experience.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of this is it moments that you were just talking about, we asked Elizabeth and Michael this when they were on, and want to find out your thoughts as well. But you were in the franchise before. How cool on this one in Lineage? Is it cool? Is it validating to see yourself on the big screen for once, since it got a theatrical release?
Yeah, it's. I'm like at a loss for words. It's you just like I thought I've always dreamed of this moment, but I don't even think I ever really let myself dream of this moment because it's just so. It just burst my brain. I just and to be in this specifically, like knowing the journey that Hell House took over the past decade. It's been 10 years, and how it started as this passion project with just a random group of like friends kind of just trying something new, and knowing how it blew up, and how the saga was able to continue through the second and third, and then with like a little bit of a break, and then all of a sudden we're in post COVID during a strike for union actors.
Yeah.
And this movie comes out and it's received so well. Like people like Mike Flanagan making comments like, that's how you do it, Steven. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's just mind boggling. And then to have the success of Origins take us to Lineage, like the final chapter that is getting something that started from just an idea of a man going for it with a group of friends to now this nationwide release in theaters because I live in New York City, and I got to see it at the AMC in Times Square, and like
wow.
I saw it on the list, and it's just like, in a weird way, it's a sense of closure of like, I have no control over what happens tomorrow. I'm a hard worker.
Right.
I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna continue to do my best, but like there's no who knows.
Right.
Every day is not guaranteed. So it's like, in a weird way, it's a sense of like, yeah, like I had this moment, I did that, and I'm really proud of myself.
Absolutely. You should be.
You should be, absolutely. That's I could feel the passion behind that, so I appreciate that story a lot. Quick follow up before we move on. I heard that there was a possibility that Carmichael Manor was going to get a theatrical release. Was that true? I don't. Oh, I hate to have the come down now. I'm so sorry.
Yep, you just knocked it down.
Everything cool she just said, I wrecked it. I just Ricky Bobbied it. I'm so sorry.
Listen, it's okay. I've had time to come to peace with this, but it was supposed to have, I believe it was just Alamo Draft Houses nationwide, and it was going to be like that mid-October range, and no hate to the Swifties whatsoever. We love the Swifties. We love Taylor. We respect Taylor. That being said,
Eras Tour knocked you out?
I have come to understand
Oh.
13. So when we were supposed to be in theaters on October 13th, she wanted the Eras Tour. And again, from a business standpoint, I get it. You clear out those theaters and you push the Eras Tour in there. But all the underdogs, like the Hell Houses, we were bumped.
Ugh. That would have been a perfect October movie too. It would have been perfect for October.
I know.
God, I'm so sorry.
We got Lineage there, and that's a win. And a bigger release.
You did. But me and another co-host who's not here tonight have complained about it a lot. Recently, these smaller indie horror films are not getting chances at theaters. They get like one showing a day, and it's at like 10:30 at nights where nobody on a work night, so they don't give these movies a chance. Then they want to crap on them if they don't make me any money. So I don't like that. That's not fair. It's not fair at all. But we're doing our best to try and see them, but it's hard. But you've already spoken highly of Steven. We're going to let you talk about him a little bit more. You've worked twice now with Steven Cognetti. Elizabeth and Michael both spoke to how great he is to work with. How was your experience? And I've seen all of his Hell House movies. A25 Forest Road. He uses a lot of the same actors and actresses. So maybe we'll see you again in the future with Steven. I liked A25 Forest Road. I hope we're going to review that someday. It was good.
I love that. idea too of the multiple perspectives. Have you guys seen Weapons yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, just any like narrative like that, I'm like, so well done. Yeah, I will join the choir on this one. Like, Steven is legitimately a dream and has taught me so much. I think that you brought it up to like a relative newcomer, especially to like feature film and whatnot, especially in 2023. And you know, the weight of being one of the leads of the project, like that was not lost on me. Of like, oh my, this is gonna be a lot. I'm trained in my acting, but still, it's like when the moment finally arises, you're like, oh my god, am I ready? Like, is this really happening? And Steven really taught me a lot. Specifically, I would say how collaborative it is, and how much trust he had in me, and how much trust I had in him, and how like I truly do believe it is everything I do is in service of the story and of the director's vision, and of course my artistry as an actor is very important. And like what I think of Margot, for example, is like, you know, I would hope Steven would be receptive to that if I had an idea or something like that. But he was so open, and so he would come up to me and say like, hey, what do you think of this line? Like, I actually don't know. And I'd be like, well, what if she said it like this instead because she's thinking that at this time? And he's like, yeah, that's it. So like just that willingness to be like, I trust you, I hear you, and it's so reciprocal. Of it creates an environment where like that magic that I kind of talked about can exist, because it's not like, oh, we have like the dictator here, like, oh god, like everyone's scared to speak, everyone's scared to say, like,
Right.
he was so open and kind, and I never was scared to talk or ask a question or understand, like, hey, what do you really mean by this? And he was just a dream. Like, I keep saying it, like, I feel so spoiled that was my first feature film experience. Like, how does it get better? Like, truly, like, I don't understand. Like, that was like, okay, well, right in 2023. And then got to do it again in 2024. Wild.
I love that.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of it getting better, here's a little fun question for you. All right. Next week, they're going to make a sequel to any franchise in history that you want. Other than Hell House, what other horror franchise, or you can have more than one, would you love to be part of someday?
I mean, like, it's literally happening. So my gut wants to say, like, Terrifier 4. Like, that's on its way. And also, like, another indie type of project that blew up.
Mm-hmm.
This is hard.
There's so many good ones to choose from.
Exactly, yeah. I'm, like, thinking, like...
You'd be great in Scream. Just saying.
I would... Scream, of course, yes.
I would love to be in a Saw movie, personally. That's my favorite franchise. I love the Saw franchise.
Yes, and I think that was Destiny. That's Destiny's favorite horror franchise. I remember I went around on set asking everyone their favorite like horror film or franchise.
Well, what's your favorite?
I would say my favorite horror film is Alien.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, and I got to see it again in. They had a reissuing. I want to say it's was it the 75th anniversary? That's like, or like, no, not that old.
No, it was 70. It was 79 or 78.
Yeah, something. It was a big anniversary, 50th. So I got to see it on like the big screen too, in an AMC, which was really magical.
Are you watching Alien Earth right now?
No, I'm not.
You need to.
I'm so, it's so hard because like I have this constant like battle of I want to be up to date with media, but also like I want to shut my phone off so bad and my TV. Yeah. So I'm like in this weird place where I'm not really watching anything.
I get it.
But
I understand.
What was I gonna say? Oh, something like horror comedy too, almost. Like I think I really love comedy, and I love horror because, especially as an actor, you get to play with almost every genre. Because I find successful horror films are really good stories and like really real people, and like I think Hereditary is a really good example of why that like kind of blew up as well. Of just like a really good story behind it, and like a lot of drama, a lot of comedy as well, and then like that's
horror comedy. I'm gonna fan cast you as Louis Tully's daughter in Ghostbusters. There you go.
I'll take it. I'm honored.
I love Midsommar as well. I love those A24 weird movies.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Hell, I could talk about which movies I'd love to be in all day. But for real though, if you love horror comedies, we gotta get you with Christopher Landon. Like, I love his horror comedies. Happy Death Day, Freaky, Hard Eyes was great. I know there's another one, I just can't think of it. Drop, I thought Drop was really good. I think you would be great with that. All right, so I gotta ask another not sad question, but we asked Michael his thoughts, and I'm curious yours as well. Lineage released to a little bit of controversy, abandoning, the found footage perspective, the Facebook account kind of telling fans not to leave certain kind of reviews, the open ending. Steven has addressed issues on his Instagram stories, which I watched, which personally I don't think he has to explain himself, but that's just my opinion. He's gone on podcasts to answer questions from the fans. What are all your thoughts on this? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that would kind of feel like a bummer that, you finally get to see yourself on the big screen, then you just see everyone kind of, I know it's kind of hard to turn off the criticism, but when you're a part of the media, when you're a creator, it just comes with it.
Yeah. I would say, let me start by saying, I agree with you completely. I don't think Steven should have to answer to anyone or, try to defend or anything like that. And first and foremost, this is such an artist answer, but I get it. And, I think no matter what you thought, you're allowed to have your negative opinions, your perspectives, but I just want to live in a world where we all approach it with respect.
Yeah.
I think that there's such a way to handle that, and delicately, and also just have the empathy to understand this is someone who decided to create this world and this project, and this is how he saw the ending, and he made the artistic bold decision to change it to narrative, and that I know that also upset a lot of people, but I just fundamentally I just respect him. What a scary thing to do, and put yourself out there, and
right?
Especially the heightened what's the word? Just the stress and the God, this is gonna kill me. It's the pressure that he had to create, this is the last one, it's all the buzz is being created, what stress. I don't envy him at all, and I think
right.
that a little more personally, I feel like I got my first taste of that with Origins. While it was really well received, it's not lost on me that Margot's a bit polarizing in a sense, and there's strong opinions about it.
But that was your character, though. That was your character.
Exactly. And honestly, it was a little hard for me to separate that for a little while. I would say to my parents when they were talking to me about it, it was it feels like this child that I've raised is getting bullied on the playground, and you're watching it, you're oh my God, that's
Yeah.
So I think I experienced a little bit of kind of the flack of people. I think I read a comment once that was I started jumping up and down applauding when Margot died, and it's Bridget reading that is oh, but I get it too. And then I think I saw an Instagram reel later, because the algorithm knew, and it was a video of Rachel McAdams on a talk show talking about Mean Girls, and she was I've never experienced it before, but when my character got hit by the bus, the entire audience applauded and stood up.
Yep, I've seen that before.
Literally, I was okay, I said, okay, I'll take a connection with Rachel McAdams there, sure. But yeah, all that being said, I think Origins really prepared me for scrutiny beyond anything I've ever experienced. Again, my projects before Hell House have been maybe a YouTube comment or two being oh, that was cool. And then now Hell House, it's opinions galore. Again, 90% of them being really supportive and awesome, but you focus on that, there could be 100 comments, and then 99 are awesome, and then one is fuck that person. Oh, I don't know if I can curse.
No, yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, screw that person. And you're why? Why do you say that? So I feel Origins prepared me for any hate that Lineage could have gotten. So.
But I mean, that was your character, though. You were the obsessed character with haunted places, and you finally found the place that was scaring you. And I'm not, me and Brian aren't just saying this to say because you're on the show, but something I said a lot during our review was, and we've done this show for almost 6 years now, and we've all said it's not easy to portray fear realistically, and all three of you did. You all acted like you were really scared on set. Yeah. And I thought all three did a great job.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I agree. We could have a whole interview about
Right.
the character Margot and the depths of her decisions.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it.
How did you get in that mindset of being scared, like portraying it? Did you think of anything that was scary, like in real life?
It's a good question. I would not consider myself a full method actor because I think that can get into some really dicey, dangerous territory. But I do like to buy into the circumstance as much as humanly possible. And I think that they set up, I think back to the death scene a lot in Origins. Like, that specifically was when you had to go to 100. And I just really, like, you just gotta let go in a sense of, like, you can't think about, like, oh, I hope this sounds like, I hope that, like, you just gotta, like, I can't explain it. Like, it's just, you go there and, like, it's horrifying. Like, there's not much I needed to think about when the clown is, like, walking up the staircase coming after me. I'm like, it's right there. Like, I'm actually terrified, and doing it, like, 6 times. Like, I think we did 6 takes over and over, and I was like, it got easier each take. I was like, oh, I'm locked in. I think you just really have to be present and access those emotions because they're there in all of us. And that's really, like, acting 101 is, like, having emotional access and being able to go there, especially when someone just says action and then, like, go.
Right. But in going back to Lineage, what we were talking about, it's kind of like, I feel like with Wes Craven and Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, he created Nightmare on Elm Street. He created Freddy. He can do what he wants to with the character, I feel like. Steven created Hell House franchise. I feel like he can. And talking to him and hearing his reasoning being, well, it's kind of hard to come up with another reason to find found footage, which makes total sense because now you're talking about the 4th film in the franchise where, okay, now we found more footage. It just, to me, I feel like that people would have complained either way. So I'm completely fine with it not going found footage. Like I've said that before. I'm not just saying that because you're on here, but I think it was a good move. I think it was fine. I think that people would have complained the other way around because, oh my gosh, we found more footage. So I completely support his decision on that. Thank you so much again, Bridget, for coming on. Before we let you go, let me give you the opportunity to plug anything that you're working on or your social medias. Where can our fans follow you?
Of course. I think it's only Instagram, and it's my full name at Bridget Rose Perrotta. And
I butchered your name. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I butchered your last name. I'm so sorry. I'm a country boy. Just forgive me.
You're good. It happened. Listen, I think more people pronounce it that way than Perrotta, so I'm used to it. And I do have an exciting update. I'm actually in post-production for a short film that myself, Victoria from Hell House, and Destiny from Hell House
nice
together. So we produced it, wrote it, acted in it, and I think it's going to be like somewhere 10-minute mark or so, and it's going to be really, really good. And so we're kind of in the editing process. We got it all filmed, and we're hoping to release it in late October, early November.
Hey, come back on and let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll make sure to share it. We'll make sure to share it for sure.
We have a little Hell House Easter egg in it because, of course, why would we not?
Oh, of course.
Before you go, did you get to hang out with any of like the Carmichaels? Like, I know you didn't have scenes together really, but
yes, we crossed over with Victoria, Kayla, and Gideon by I think like a day in Origins, and so that's like our friendship with Victoria really started there.
Okay.
And I say our as in me, Destiny, Victoria, like the trio kind of formed there. And then like I don't even think did I see Gideon in Lineage? I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
Great. He's so good. He's such a good actor. I'm obsessed with his Patrick Carmichael. It scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a small independent horror film, but the acting was all very good. Like, we've seen some respectfully, some not the best acting in some independent horror films, but I think all of y'all did a great job. I kind of want to just
have Steven wrote a great script, like a great story. This was pretty easy at that point.
He cast y'all well too. And before I let you go, me and Brian both said this in our review. I really like that this movie was in the Carmichael Manor as well. It was. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I liked the Abaddon Hotel, but God, something about that manor, that place was creepy.
It is You can get it on Airbnb if you ever have any interest.
I don't have the money. I
Nope.
don't think
No, thank you.
that place looks
I don't have the
expensive.
interest or the money. No, thank you.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's spooky. I'll tell you that. Sleeping in it was not fun. Nope.
It feels like a horror movie house. Like I just don't want to go there.
It is. I feel like I can't explain this. I feel like I'm gonna be there one more time in my life, and I have no idea why. And I'm not looking forward to it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I got to say, I know you was looking out for your brother, but man, I felt so bad for Chase and his death scene. But the effects on his bloody eyes, I thought it was great, fantastic.
James was perfect. James was the perfect Chase. It was. I'm very proud of. I'm proud of all of the Hell Houses, but I think, I think my co-stars did really well in Origins.
Yeah, I really just want to keep talking about how much I like Carmichael Manor, but I really loved, Rebecca's character too, like towards the end where she's like, fuck, like, I'll say it, fuck this, just drops the camera and takes off running. Like all three of you were so realistic, and I just really appreciate it. I like realism in my movies.
Yes. And that, I mean, not to keep digging into this, but like, I think of Margot specifically, and like, it's such an interesting character, like, because again, she makes, at least for Bridget, like, almost every decision she made, I probably would not have made the same one. So like, finding the justification and like, what is going on here, of like, what's the block, like, what's really happening here? That was like the most fun I've ever had. Reading that script over and over, I was like, what is going on here? Like, what's she gonna do? Is she gaslighting? Is she manipulating right now? Like, what's going on? Because she has a mission. She's got to know the truth. And she's the engine. She's the engine of the movie. If she has a moment of like, oh yeah, you're right, and then like, let's go, movie's over. So like,
Right,
what
exactly.
going?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's interesting.
How many people have told you that the Carmichael Manor is their favorite Hell House movie? Is it a lot? Because I watch a lot of TikTok videos ranking them, and it's always 4 or 1 that's number 1.
Yeah, I would say I think I've seen it pretty split between 4 and 1, which is insane to me. In a great way. That's like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it pretty split. I love both, like, for very different reasons. Like, I almost can't even pick a favorite. Like, but it had to start from somewhere. So the original is awesome.
Yeah, but a lot of horror fans would think if it's not the original, it's not the best. But I don't think that's the case all the time. I don't think it's the case all the time.
I agree.
But we really appreciate your time. I could keep talking about Carmichael Manor if I just spit them up. It's. I think it's just it grows on me more with each watch too. Like, I just think it's so well made, and I know the budget couldn't have been high.
Yeah, I don't actually know the number, but yeah, those indie horror, it's tough. But I was also gonna say, I think like Carmichael is awesome. Like, another reason why it's awesome is because it can stand alone in a sense. Like, you need the lore. But, like, I know so many friends that came to support me and, like, see it, and they were like, oh, I'd never seen a Hell House movie, but I really loved it. Like, I really, like, there's some things they were like, wait, what? But it's pretty standalone. It's pretty,
It is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I agree 100%.
It's a strong, like, story. And, again, like, my favorite thing about movies is a strong plot, deep, developed characters, and, like, something that emotionally ties me to it, whether that's horror or, like...
I agree with that.
Yeah, those are, like, and I think he nailed it.
Agree 100%. Well, we're going to let you get back to your life. I know you're visiting your parents and out in California, but we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for being flexible with your schedule. I know you're busy, but this was wonderful. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
Yeah, you guys, I really enjoy your energies. This has been one of, if not my favorite interview. This is great.
Don't.
Well, thank you very much.
You'll make me blush now.
I really did it. Like, I could just keep talking to you guys.
I could too, Brian. If you don't want to talk, go ahead and jump off. I know you got kids and all that. We'll just keep talking.
Right,
what was your favorite
Bridget.
meal? Did y'all have was there any cool local like eateries around there?
We did get some food catered. I don't know specifically where they were from, but kind of maybe an hour-ish from Scranton. We were where Fern Hall is. That was what the Carmichael Manor is actually Fern Hall. So I think some places around there. Delicious meals. That was one of my favorite parts of set too. Is just like eating and chatting with everyone and like.
That's when you become family.
Exactly.
All right. Last thing I'll ask you before we let you go for real. Is there any chance of maybe doing conventions in the future or something like that?
Oh,
I know the Hell House people did some promoting Lineage,
yes.
but
I
I go to conventions all the time. Like, I love going to conventions.
I think it really boils down to like I need to figure out who I need to talk to because I think in my head I'm like, oh yeah, like they'll reach out like if they're interested, and I'm like maybe I have to say like, hey, because I would love to go to a convention. I think that'd be so much fun. So yeah, no one has specifically like asked me to go, but I had a fan in London literally say like, hey, can you like please come to the UK and come to a convention? We'd love to see you. And I'm like, what? Like, fly me to London, someone please. But yeah, like I don't know how it works, but I'm more and more every day. I'm like, I need to just email someone and like figure out what to do.
I am no big shot, but I do know the two owners of, or the two guys who run conventions here in Florida. So I'm going to them in the next month.
Are you in Florida?
Yes, I'm in Tallahassee.
Oh my!
I'm in
okay,
I'm in Pensacola, so yeah.
You've got the Knolls that my sister went to FSU.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
nice.
from Boca Raton, so I know.
My dad lives down there. He's a Chinese chef.
There we go. That's so
But-
funny. I did a summer intensive at FSU as well, so I love it. I love that campus more than anything.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, go Knowles. Finally, we're winning again. No, but for real, I will at least mention, like, hey, you're interested in doing cons. I mean, they're Hell House fans. I'm sure they'd see.
Actual, like, yeah, I just think it would be. I'd have so much fun.
Yeah, and they could
Let's do it.
show the movies there, too. Like, well, I'll do my best. I can't promise anything, but I'll do my best.
Of course, no, that's so kind of you to offer. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll get this show posted pretty soon. Like, I'm ready to listen back to it already.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much.
guys are great.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.